I got the pin out. It's out. I took the springs out. The rusty sides go to the back. And, okay guys, look at this. Yeah, look at that. You're seeing what I'm seeing. Those things are grooved in there, an 1/8 inch into that pipe, that rod. Alright, so the next thing I gotta do, because I want to separate these two pieces. I almost got this thing down to its main components. I gotta pull this cotter pin, pull that cotter pin, and I haven't decided if I'm gonna split this part apart. I might. I'll decide once I get this all apart here. But I know I pounded on this and this pin actually moves. One of the few things that actually moved on this thing. And of course, because they didn't weld the washer on the other side, so it would move. So you could be going down the road and lose your blade. Yeah. So, yeah, okay. So, yeah, that actually, this kind of moves easy now since the springs are off. So, if I do something, if I get this, boy, this thing is getting to be more and more money all the time. If I get this new piece, I know that's, it's $80 for this new, just this rod that goes through here. And I probably should have to get that because this is really, if it isn't for the lift cylinders, this is all that holds this whole system together. So, is this one pin that goes through here. Let me point to the right direction here. All right. Okay. Because if I can get this all apart, then I can clean it up nicer. You know, at least it'll look decent. Hopefully it'll function, but I'll have at least looking decent. Not a rusty, crappy old looking thing. So that's where we are, guys. So it's kind of exciting now. I was kind of wondering how I did that. That was not being very cooperative. I mean, this spot where it rubs right on here. It rubs on here. So I'm sure this is probably not where it's supposed to be, because it should be in the middle of this thing to give it its spot so you can turn it. So I'll have to watch that when I put it back together, that I have make sure that that eyelet's in the center. And how that goes on is that they weld a pin in here. I don't think that comes out. I don't think it hooks. I think it's the eyelet. Let me see. Oh, look at that. It's a hook. So, okay. All right, it's a hook. That's awesome. So you just hook that on there. I probably should maybe make that a little smoother so it can slide on that shaft a little better. And maybe put a little grease on that. So that way when you're tightening on this thing, that it can move and get you in the spot you need to be in. Yeah. Because I don't think once you got it tight, it shouldn't jump off there. Because the springs are going to have a lot of tension to it. So, okay, that's where we're at. We're one step closer. Now I'm excited. I might try to get this off yet today. All right, let's see what happens, guys. All right, here's the next problem. As you can imagine, problems. Okay, I took the cotter pin out of here to come to realize what this is right here. I mean, I had a cotter pin to realize that is what this is a roll pin going through the shaft. That is a roll pin in there. So I'm gonna have to drive that out. I don't know if that's factory or not, but this one had a washer on top with the cotter pin going through the roll pin. But as you guys can see here, I got a big gap. So I have to come up with a fix for this. This part I don't believe comes out of here. I think they welded together as an assembly. And I looked at how much it would take to get this free. And that looks like a lot of work, because that comes down, goes around, and goes, it's welded on the back side. There is no simple solution to that I could see. But once that pin is out, I might be able to make out what my feeling is that it is welded as an assembly in there and squished. But we'll see once I get those pins out of there, the roll pins. Then I can pull that shaft out of there and see. Okay, so that's what I got done so far. I know this one moves this direction, so I'll probably, once I get that freed up, I'll probably punch that out and take this part off that part, and then the plow will be at its basic components, and I can start cleaning them up, welding in thicker washers or tabs to try to eliminate some of my wore out holes. This thing's gonna get really heavy, you know. So hopefully it works. But that's where we are right now, so you know, this has got to be way more than I thought it was going to be, guys. Ho ho ho. Yeah, I didn't think it would be nearly this bad. So, alright, I'm hoping I'm helping everybody out that has an RT2 plow. If you want to disassemble it, I'm sure yours is not going to be in nearly as bad shape as mine here is, because this thing was hammered. So, alright guys, I have not done anything with the rams yet. Those are still sitting there. I'm going to clean this thing up and do a little splash on that, get that all cleaned up, contact cleaner. These, I think I'm going to get the rebuild kit for these and pull them apart. You need expander wrench here, turn these out, and I think they come apart then. And then I'm going to do the repacking. I'll clean all the outside up, give it a nice little spray job, and I might even replace these, because these are only a couple bucks, I'm assuming. They're pretty rusty. So that's where we are at with that. So, okay. We'll see you in a little bit. Hey guys, alright, there is more problems with this thing, as you can probably imagine. As I get it farther and farther apart, the more problematic it becomes. Okay, if you see this pin, it's the pin that does the cam locking, so it stays on your undercarriage. It is bent right here. And then you can see where, of course, the springs were at. Where it sat there, it's wore, and it's wore there. So, okay, now I got this out. I didn't look at this yet, so we're gonna look at this together. Okay, these are bent a little bit. And this is one's the hard to believe one, because it's got the gusset to keep it from bending. This one's straight, but this one, it's got a little bend in it. Right at the end, so it's right at the end here. These are bent in. These should be straight. Right here is where it bends. Right here is where it bends. So basically in the same spot. Those should come out straight and square, and they don't. Okay, next. Like I said, this keeps getting better and better. All right, in here is all packed full of sand, stone. This side is literally bent. So it's bent there. And I'm trying to think of, that was on the good side. So that thing must have been hit. Okay, you're in the driver's side. The driver's side was the side that was the worst. The one that was, let me think. No, it was the, let's see, yeah. It was the driver's side was the one that was worst. That the wing was all bent over. So they must have hit it on that side, and it pushed towards the passenger side to give everything it's a little bit of a tweak to this way. So that must be how that happened. Well, anyways, my next problem is trying to get all the garbage out of here. These are hollow here. It goes back because this stuff's falling out the back as I'm trying to get this stuff freed up, because I don't want that stuff sitting in there. I'm gonna give this thing a little paint job. I'll try to unbend this a little, heat it up, and just give it a little tap out or pull. See if I can get it to pull out a little bit. I'm trying to think what that does now. It does something, because that hole's oblong. Huh. Maybe that's got to be a ram holder. Yeah, that's probably what holds my ram. Yeah, that's probably what that is. Well, anyways. Yeah, so there's a lot more problems as we get farther into this. My next step is I'm going to pull the front off this piece. But first, that'd be after I get that cleaned out, and I can make sure that is good to go. So, then I'll start cleaning the pieces up, unbending them, fixing them, and painting them. So hopefully, we can start getting this bad boy back together. I still got to order the rams. The lift rams I got to rebuild. Right, the angle rams, there's no way saving these without a mill. And I have no access to a mill, so I'm gonna end up spending the $200 to get new rams. I'll be in the neighborhood looking for some new lights for it. I am not gonna keep the lights that it has for it. I want some LED or something, probably LED, a little more efficient. And on, I don't even know what the upper half of it, what I'm thinking. What do you think, guys? Should I replace this straight bar? It's rusty as hell inside. Be an easy cut here, get rid of this little thingamabob they got going on, which is bent. Cut that off and take that off. And I'm thinking, I got an example over here of a newer plow. It's a DXT Boss Plow, V Plow. Okay, so basically this is what I really want to do. Here is You know, these lights are pretty awesome. I can't find any online, and I don't want to go to Boss to get them because Boss is unbelievably high priced. They want the world for every part that they have. And I called them about the undercarriage. I'm getting an undercarriage to fit my truck, and they gave me a quote for $1,600 just for one part of it. So I'm like, wow. So don't want to go to them for anything, but I'd like to try to replicate this and set that on top of mine, kind of like that, to give it a little newer look. So it isn't the old look. Make it look a little extinguished, you know, something that be a little different. So what do you think, guys? Do you think I should do that? Leave it in the comment box. Worst comes to worst, it stays the way it is. I might just get another square tube, 2x2 square tube, cut it, weld it, just to get rid of all the rust that's in it. So, all right. We'll check in a little bit, show you where we are then. All right.